In the year 1807, a young James Barton arrived in Batavia from Avon. Batavia at that time was the gateway to the western frontier. It was constructed by the Holland Land Company, a group of 13 investors in the Netherlands capital of Amsterdam, who sought out young American investors to settle the new lands. Mr. Barton, having purchased lands in a small but promising fur trading village called Lewiston, now had to find a way to get to it. Near the U.S. Arsenal at Batavia, the road from Avon branched. One road led to Buffalo, where the other continued in a northwesterly direction and was called by Mr. Barton the Queenstown or Batavia Road. It was, with a few deviations, our present Lewiston Road. After traveling this road for 5 miles, he came to Gideon Dunham's Tavern. The place was noted for its peach orchard and was a celebrated resort for pleasure parties, who came to eat peaches and hear Gideon swear. He would eventually go on to become a member of the state legislature and a presidential elector. The following day, James Barton made his way through 6 miles of swamplands on the Indian reservation, and on the other side came upon the next resting point constructed by the Holland Land Company. It was a tavern kept by a man named Walworth. In the War of 1812, Walworth left to command a regiment at the siege of Fort Erie. In later years, the place became known as Reynolds Halfway House because it stood approximately halfway between Batavia and Lockport. Stagecoaches stopped there for many years. From this place, the road in 1807 passed through 6 miles of forest. Mr. Barton then came to a partially completed log cabin occupied by a very poor family named Waldo. They appeared to be in want of many necessities, he said. In 1812, though, Ephraim Waldo, poor no longer, was elected to be the first supervisor of Heartland. Unfortunately, he would be killed during the Battle of Queenstown Heights before he completed that first term. The next day, Mr. Barton made it another 5 miles until he came upon Charles Wilbur's Tavern at Cold Springs. 12 American soldiers made camp here in 1812. After their mysterious deaths, they were buried on a knoll behind Wilbur's Tavern. In 1815, when a traveling peddler took sick and died at the tavern, a cemetery was formed. At Cold Springs, the road turned abruptly north and passed through what was called the Unbroken Woods to Forsyths. It was thick forest, run rampant with all nature of dangerous beasts, from wolves to bear to rattlesnakes. On the other side was the Forsyth Tavern, referred to by him and many travelers as one of the best in western New York. Mr. Barton was quite inspired in his time here with John and Mary Forsyth. Eastward from Forsyth's, the Ridge Road had not yet been opened, and except in dry weather, the trail was impassable. James Barton went on to Lewiston, where he would become known as a founding father. He even constructed his own tavern there and called it the Frontier House.